Hey, welcome back. I got the whole world in my hand. I got the whole, and I crush it like Galactus. Anyway, I digress. We found this in Northampton. I live in Massachusetts. Northampton's like a 30-minute drive. It's actually not that far, but just like 25 minutes. We just found it, so I was like, now's mine. It's nice. It's actually a nice little stress reliever, which I believe is what it's for, really. It's a little globe stress reliever squishy thing. And I like it. Point being, though, it's basically the first of the month, not the first of the month, but the first who would win of the month. Actually, technically, it's not. Technically, the first who would win of the month was on Saturday. Point being, it's the first week of the new month. Therefore, I got another Planeswalker who would win to do. Again, just to reiterate, Planeswalkers. For those of you who don't play the card game Magic the Gathering. In the card game Magic the Gathering, there is a large lore behind in the game. There's basically an infinite amount of worlds, planes of existence, different environments, people, cultures, creatures, all that. And individuals who can traverse between these planes are planeswalkers. They're usually stronger than your average mage or fighter or whatever. Now, we are up to Elspeth Tirel. Now, Elspeth is actually really interesting because she doesn't really have strong magical capabilities on her own. She wields a sword called God Killer, which was gifted to her by the god of a plane called Theros. It's basically a magical sword that can kill deities. And that sword allows her certain abilities like that. Her main power is, though, camaraderie magic. Basically, building forth armies, empowering armies, emboldening armies, and basically making the collective stronger. She doesn't really have any superpower abilities herself. She does have some levels of protection similar to Gideon, but nowhere near as powerful. Excuse me. Whew. But she does have a little bit of that. Also, like being able to increase the cutting power of her blade. So she does have some things along those lines. She later turned into a spear. However, we first off don't know the home plane of her. All the other characters, I believe we know the home planes of. I believe Garrick is from, it's Garrick. Garrick is from Dominaria, as is Liliana. I believe Sarkin is from Tarkir. Tezzeret is from the former Shard, now just full plane of Alara, which was Esper. Jace is from a plane called Viren. Who am I missing? Chandra is from a plane called Kaladesh. Ajani is from a plane called Naya, formerly and now currently back as Alara. And I think it's all of them. Oh no, and Nissa, who I've done so far, is from a plane called Zendikar. But we do not know Elspeth's plane. All we know is it was ravaged by a great evil, and she basically planeswalked away. That's when she planeswalked for the first time. Also, fun fact, she is dead, technically, in the current canon, but because she died on Theros, which is a plane based on Greek mythology, and their afterlife is very different, very likely she's going to come back, kind of like as a zombie a little bit, which is cool. Anyway, who did I put against her? Well, obviously you saw who I put against her. I had to pick someone who's basically kind of like a knight as well, because that's essentially what she is. She's kind of a knight. So I'm like, okay, pick a character who's kind of a knight. And I'm like, Guts is kind of a knight. And then when I thought, I was like, really, when I break it down, I'm building the one-man army versus the woman who can just create army. Well, in the card game, she can create like soldier tokens. Basically more bodies, but also who is just emboldens and increases armies. So that's an interesting way to put it. Now, I've already gone over Elspeth's abilities. Guts I've had on the channel once before, maybe twice. But Guts is human, but he is a very large human. He wields, I believe it's called the Dragon Slayer, because it's designed to kill a dragon. Huge off sword that is bathed in the blood of so many demons it can actually kill ghosts, affect individuals on the ethereal plane. Guts it's the reason the show's called Berserker is because he can go into a Berserker rage and just ignore pain. That said, he also wears an armor that's a Berserker armor that pushes him past his limits and will keep going even after his bones break. It will basically hold him together. Even after, it will just tear him apart and he'll just force him back together. He has lost an arm though, and I believe an eye. I know the arm. The arm holds, I think, some arrows and it holds a cannon in it. It's basically a robotic arm. He is physically, God knows how powerful. Like, just to be able to swing that blade as effectively as it does, he is physically powerful. He's surprisingly deceptively fast, too. So, and I'm sure there's more of that I could go into Guts, but ultimately that's really what you need to know for Guts. So, and he can just take on armies on his own. So Guts versus Elspeth. Now, normally this is normally a one-on-one unless circumstances say otherwise. However, and that's because of the way Elspeth's powers are, because Guts is a one-man army fighting a woman who can empower an army and create armies like that. Why don't we play a little? Why don't we play? Let's say she's got 50 men and she's empowering them and making her stronger than magic, or their magic, and they go into fight. And Guts is like, all right, let's do this. And the fight commences. So they charge in, rah, rah, ah, and he still cleaves through the vast majority of them like they're cheese. Just, it's like, dude. It's like, really? You're going to just use it? Yes, I don't have graphics, so I must act this out for you. Slice, right up the middle. Meanwhile, Elspeth is just like, oh, God, fine then. And then she gets involved. Now, basically, there's probably very few left. She's empowering the ones who are there, maybe even healing the few she can heal, getting back up. She basically just says, flank them, and then they're flanking them. She's got her spear ready. And I'm saying it's a spear instead of a sword in this case, just because it looks cooler. And she still would know how to use it perfectly. So he brings the sword down. He's about to cleave one of the armor. She blocks it with her blade, using her magic to strengthen the blade. But it's sheer powers enough to bring the blade down. And then she just flips the blade, kicks him in the face, and now they're going toe to toe. So she basically just cuts the staff in half because she realizes no, she's gonna need speed against this guy because he's fast for a guy using a blade that big, which is like literally the size of a freaking log. He's still relatively slow, so she'll use speed and cutting strength to her advantage. But the blade also is bathed in the blood of so many demons that while she can strengthen it and it's designed to kill gods, his blade also is no pushover, and therefore she might be able to crack it or scratch it, but she can't cut through it. However, likewise, he finds he can't cut through her blade either, because while the blade can cut through demons and ghosts, stuff like that, hers is, by all accounts, a divine blade. It's a blade of divinity, because it was forged by gods from a different plane of existence. So he'll even notice that there's something off about that blade. They'll clash. She'll maybe get some cuts in. He'll then block again another strike. But he all of a sudden and then starts throwing arrows at her. She's able to block him. Gets one in the shoulder. He then fires the cannon off. She blocks. She goes flying. She's smoking. Yeah, she is. Anyway, wait. There we go. No, she's not smoking. Well, anyway, not that smoking. Just it's like, and then now he's coming again. This time now she's just putting all she can into the blade. Let's say I don't know if she can, but let's say she extends it back into spear and just puts it all in and just throws it straight at it. And he brings up his armor to block. The blade does go through the armor and basically through his shoulder, basically takes off his whole arm, the fake one, or the replacement one. And it does momentarily slow him down. But only momentarily, because this is fucking Guts we're talking about, who survived an onslaught of demons in hell and just kept rampaging forward. He was being held back and everything like this. The reason he has the arm is because he took his own arm off. He took it off to escape. So while it might deter him momentarily, once he's in Berserk mode, that's not going to matter anything, and then he's going to pretty much cut Elspeth down. That's basically it. She won't be able to get out. She'll be hurt because she's just human. She's got the durability of a human. So ultimately, yeah, she gets cut down, just and then she's done. But she would manage to do a fair amount of damage on Guts, I think, because Guts is still, by all account, human. I mean, he might be stronger than your average human, but he is still human. But Guts is going to win this because of sheer durability, the fact that he can ignore pain, go berserk, and he's just got more abilities that have been established and more equipment than Elspeth does, unfortunately for Elspeth. Not to say Elspeth wouldn't put up a solid fight, and there is a solid chance she could get a headshot or like a just straight through the chest shot and get his heart and he's going to bleed out and stuff like that. There's a solid chance because she's an experienced fighter. Difference is she doesn't want to be on the battlefield. She doesn't like combat very much. She would prefer not to. Guts lives that day to day, and he is perfectly fine cutting demons down and having fun doing it. So there's another X factor in there, is that their personalities, unfortunately, really don't click in that sense. So I will have to go with Guts in this. But I would say there's a solid 20% chance that Elspeth gets a kill shot. Again, either to the heart or takes him in the head or in the neck or something like that. So ultimately, yeah, I would go Guts, but I think there's a solid 1/5, 20% chance that she could win. What do you think? Do you think Elspeth stands a greater chance of winning? You think she even beats him the majority? Or you think Guts is the one who just completely owns the fight? What would you think? But thanks for watching. Put it in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Now, ideas for who would win, Star Wars, Super, Magic, what if, anything you do on the channel, put that in the comments below. Let me know. I'll get to that at some point. I have no plans, really, for a video tomorrow. I honestly don't. But there is one more Guilds of Ravnica card that's been spoiled right now. Spoiler season apparently starts next week, and I now understand why, because today was Labor Day. I honestly forgot to consider that. But ultimately, yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Maybe I'll do one video on that card that got spoiled. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. It'll depend if more cards get spoiled tomorrow or not. Ultimately, though, sometimes I just don't have to do a video if I don't want to. So, because I do a lot of videos during the week. If I average out my average amount of videos, I do 2 Who Would Wins, 2 What Ifs. So that's 4 videos right there. I'll usually do every 3 weeks. There's a death battle prediction. I've been going into the what ifs, or excuse me, the worst to best videos, but I didn't do one next week. Those will be intermittent. Like I said, I can't promise I'll do them every day. I almost always have a review up. There's the box office. Sorry, there's 3 Who Would Wins I do in the week. So there's the box office. So that's on average 8 videos I do a week. Then you have to factor in, I think, did I do that right? So 3, 2, box office review. No, 7 I do on average. Then if you factor in the weeks I'm doing Who Would Win, that's another, that's 8. Then if I'm actually doing a full week of Who Would Win, that's another 5. That's another 4 videos I'm doing. Or if I'm doing the week of What If, then that's another 5 videos I'm doing. So, yeah, I put a lot of content now that I think about it. All for you guys. I love you. I really do appreciate anyone who likes it. Honestly, I do it partially because, yeah, it's important to put out content on a regular basis if you can. Also, though, it's just fun. It's just fun. I have fun doing it. That's why I continue to do it. I know I only have like 730-something subscribers right now, which honestly, hell, I'm happy I have that many subscribers. And that I continue to get subscribers too, which I'm really thankful for everyone who enjoys my content. But I also know the chance of me even ever making money on this is slim to none. I know that. I just do it for fun. And then maybe one day it could lead to money. I don't care really at the moment. I have fun doing it. So there we are. And I hope one day to increase the quality of the content, like actually get a mic so my voice sounds like it's a mic, and also to actually have images on screen. Hell, I'd love to do just trailer reactions legitimately, but we work with what we got, which is basically nothing. And for nothing, I think I've done pretty well for a small channel on YouTube. But anyway, I digress. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.